I want to get into a little bit of the results from the WWE Money in the Bank that took place over the weekend on Saturday. I'm just now getting to it. Solid show, man. I watched pretty much every match. I think the only match I didn't see was the women's Money in the Bank match. I'll just get into the results. The first match they had was the men's Money in the Bank match. Drew McIntyre ended up winning that. A lot of entertainment going on there. It's always good when it's a Money in the Bank match because you know they're gonna use the ladders. They're gonna throw them at each other. They're gonna do some crazy moves. Might get power drive through it or something crazy happen. Anyways, to wrap up the match, it looked like Chad Gable was about to win the match. He was hanging on to the briefcase in the air. He had to let go because he couldn't. Obviously, you can't jump up and unclip it. Then it looked like Jey Uso was about to win the fight. That's who I had winning the fight was Jey Uso. And Drew McIntyre showed up, came out of nowhere, grabbed the ladder and threw it at Jay while he was on top of the ladder, about to get it. Threw him, knocked him off. Everybody else was out, and Drew McIntyre is your Money in the Bank winner this year. So Drew McIntyre won that briefcase. The next match on there, we had the Intercontinental Championship. It was Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I figured that since they was giving Braun Breaker this match with the way that he's been wrecking the roster so far coming to Raw, I thought they was gonna give him the belt, but apparently they had other plans. Sami Zayn was able to pull off the win. Uh, I can't remember if somebody interfered in this fight. I thought somebody interfered. I just can't remember who. Did somebody interfere in this fight? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So nobody interfered. Yeah, Sammy won the fight. It looked like Sammy's gonna hold on to the belt right now. Honestly, I don't think Sammy needs a belt. He's one of those wrestlers that even without the belt, he's gonna shine with this roster. I felt they should have gave it to a younger dude, but maybe it looked like they end up doing a rematch or something. The way that the fight ended, and from last night on Raw, Braun Breaker came out to speak to Sami Zayn. It looked like he was about to tell him like congratulations or some shit, and he ended up spearing the hell out of him. Then he is about to they has brought everybody out to security, about to go to the back, and he come back down flying and do a spear him again. So it looked like they're gonna have a little rivalry, but I think that Braun Breaker will end up getting that belt soon. The next fight we had on here was the women's match. That's the one I didn't see for the Money in the Bank. Who did I have winning this one? I think I said I wanted Zoe Starks to win this one. Um, Tiffany Stratton ended up winning this one. That was cool, I guess. They're high on her. I know that she was in the news a little bit ago about saying some type of thing that may have came off racist towards Jade Cargill. It was like a little meme or something that said "black bitch" coming from a young white lady, and you know in WWE like they don't play that racist shit, so they pulled her for a little bit, but they end up giving her this Money in the Bank, so it looked like she had the belt sometime soon because she'll end up. That's what you do with the Money in the Bank is cash in on somebody. The other fight of the night was the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. This was I didn't see it from the beginning, but this was a dope fight. Jacob Fatu, Jacob Fatu. He's the newest member in the Bloodline. He outshined everybody in the match. To me, I think he did the most, and they were able to pull the fight off. Solo Sikoa did end up pinning Cody Rhodes, the champ. So it looked like now that Solo has taken over as the tribal chief. He's made himself the tribal chief. He said that if Roman Reigns wants to take that back, he got to come get it from him. So come get it in the blood, cuz. Until then, I think that Solo, Sikoa, and Cody Rhodes is gonna have a storyline, and whatever happens with that, this is gonna lead to Roman Reigns coming back. So as we all know, like for the wrestling fans, Roman Reigns just lost his father a couple of maybe like a week or so ago. So I can only imagine how that feels losing your dad and being on break from wrestling. Something that one of the reasons why you're in the wrestling business because you wanted to do what your dad did. And like I said, when he come back, man, it's gonna be a crazy world, man. Because the bloodline, they look pretty good, man. I'm not too sure on the other two dudes there, but Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, they both look solid. I know it's a lot of dudes on the roster they say they're gonna call up that's part of their family that they're gonna add to the bloodline, but we'll see how that goes. Last match I seen on here was Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the belt. They had a botch during this fight. Just to tell you what happened with the fight, it was a botch during the fight that it looked like Seth Rollins got the 1-2-3. The ref timed it wrong or whatever. It was really a 3 count, but it was, like I said, it was a botch. The match continued going. Back and forth match for the most part. Out of nowhere, boom, here comes Drew McIntyre coming to cash in. He just won the Money in the Bank, the first match of the night. He's coming out here to cash in. He comes in. They ring the bell and say that now this is a triple threat match. Drew McIntyre is cashing his Money in the Bank. Soon as he does this, Seth Rollins get to kicking his ass. Seth Rollins kicking his ass. Damian Priest whooping on him. So it turned into a triple threat match. And then out of nowhere, what everybody else was expecting, not Seth Rollins, CM Punk makes his return again after fucking over Drew these last couple of months over the belt. Like when he won the belt, Damian Priest cashed in on Drew McIntyre because CM Punk came out there and he was commentating and Drew McIntyre just got too close, got his ass kicked, man. But I think, well, now that he retained the belt, Damian Priest ended up retaining the belt. After the fight, Seth Rollins was mad at CM Punk that he interrupted him. Drew McIntyre went off on the little set that comes on after the pay-per-views, saying that he won't CM Punk in a match or whatever. He's tired of him fucking him over. He done fucked him over on the belt a couple of times. But more importantly, Seth Rollins is pissed off at CM Punk now too, because he said that when you come back here, like, just stay out my way, man. We won't have no problems. I just don't fuck with you. We won't have no problems. But he told him last night on Raw, hey, man, I just told you stay out my business, man. I had business to take care of, and you try to jump in here and putting yourself into some shit that ain't had nothing to do with you. But in reality, CM Punk was like, look, I got my beef is with him. I'm out of my mind. I want to fight this dude. But now, like I said, it looks like they're gonna do an angle where Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, and maybe Drew McIntyre interferes with that and start fucking over CM Punk. But at some point, the fight will be Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, and it's going to be a great fight. Seth Rollins said he's going to step back from that title for now with Damian Priest. I'm not sure what he's going to do next. Maybe go after the Intercontinental belt or another belt, or just build a rivalry with somebody. So overall, the show was dope, man. WWE Raw, man, like, it's getting better. SmackDown's getting better. I haven't really been watching the full show of SmackDown. I usually watch like closer to the end because I know it has something to do with the bloodline. But overall, WWE has been getting a lot better. They're moving over to Netflix next year. At the beginning of the year, it's going to be back to that PG-13. They're going to be able to cuss. You might see some blood. It's going to be dope, man. But overall, Money in the Bank delivered. It was dope. That's all I got for WWE. Like, share, subscribe to the Meet You from the Midwest podcast for your latest WWE updates on Facebook.